What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we're going to be going over the brand new Titan event that just dropped today. We were aware of it yesterday that it was available in the Player and Play calendar, but it just went live a couple hours ago. So we got the Odyssey Titan event here. Now, Player actually did something in this Titan event that I've never seen them do before, and that was actually a very, very big negative for everybody. So I'm going to go over that in this video and then just let you guys know generally if this Titan event is even worth going for. So it is a Titan event for Kassandra's 5-star soul. This is pretty standard stuff. I did highlight this in a previous video where they basically 100% of the time will do a Titan event for the collab fusion champion pretty much immediately after the fusion, and Kassandra is no different, no exception. So we do have her 5-star Titan soul here up for grabs. Now, that is the main prize. Now, there's going to be other prizes here as well. If we go over the milestones here quickly, we got the 1-star here. We got the 3-star for Kassandra as well. So we do have the ability to get her 1-star and 3-star perfect souls. If you guys pick these up, obviously, you can bless her right away, and then you get the stats right away. Now, for Kassandra, she does benefit from the 5-star because she will need accuracy in her kit, especially if you don't have a Veil champion, because the way her kit works is that she can forego accuracy if you have Veil. But unfortunately, her kit does not bring Veil herself, so she needs somebody else to bring Veil for her, or a relic or whatever. Or you bring accuracy. Otherwise, you bring accuracy. So the 5-star will help with that. It also provides crit damage and all that stuff. Both of these relics will also be up for grabs at the milestone 2 and 4. The epic milestone relic Dark Smiles Toast gives a little bit of healing, but it's only once per turn and it's not particularly huge, but a little bit extra healing is not too bad. And then this Oculos Custodian seems okay, but it's based around how much damage you hit. So if once you get hit a certain amount of damage, then you will have the ability to remove all debuffs on yourself. So it could be useful, for example, like I would say maybe somebody even like Rhodos, when they hit a certain amount of HP, let's say for example 50% of their max HP, they just get full cleansed and then they come out of whatever debuffs they are, and then they can do their thing. That actually can kind of make work. Otherwise, you can put it on a support champion, which can, obviously take those bigger hits and then get cleansed off, and then they can start doing their stuff. Yeah, I would say that kind of makes sense. But those are the main prizes here for the Titan event. Now, the main prizes don't, deviate from the previous Titan events. You get the souls, you get the relics and stuff. Sometimes we had like avatars and stuff in these Titan events. But something is glaringly missing from this Titan event. I wonder if you guys know exactly what it is. And honestly, I had a hunch that this was going to happen based on what we saw in the Player and Play calendar. I want to put up a spreadsheet on the screen right now, and this is going to show a bunch of the Titan events from the past. And what is happening right now in the Kassandra Titan event. So the Kassandra Titan event is the top one. And we're missing the Primal shard. To me, this is really, really bad. There's no real need to take it away. Now, let's check out what they actually gave us in terms of comparing Kassandra's Titan event to a previous one. Now, comparing it to April, it doesn't really make too close of a comparison because April is a champion. So we can compare here Kassandra's Titan event to, let's say, like Tholin's Titan event, for example, right? So we have Kassandra's Titan event at the top row, and then we have Tholin's Titan event at the bottom row. The first milestone, everything looks about the same positions for everything. We got the silver, multi-battles, the chicken. Everything looks the same in tab 1. So milestone 1, everything looks the same. Milestone 2, pretty much everything looks the same. They are giving us a ancient shard instead of what? Starstone, I guess. You can kind of see here in tab 2. Yeah, we're losing Starstone. We're gaining a ancient shard. We're also gaining a mortal soulstone. Yeah, I think maybe tab 2 is better. Ancient shard and mortal soulstone is maybe better than 75 Starstone, I think. And then they took away the silver, which is really good. So tab 2, we win on tab 2, guys, compared to Tholin about 9 months ago or whatever. Milestone 3. Milestone 3, we're losing 75 gems for 200 energy. I would say that's somewhat of a close comparison, the gems are a little bit better. What else? We're losing 5 mythical charms. We're gaining a rank 2 basalt. We're losing the 300 energy on the bottom row, and that's a big one for a 5-star speed glyph. I would say that's a pretty big loss here versus the Tholin Milestone 3. So the current milestone for the Kassandra, they're taking away a bunch of energy. That's a big one. Like it's a bunch. It's a bunch of energy, and in exchange, they're giving us 2-star basalt and a 5-star haste glyph. Yeah, definitely a pretty big loss, especially if you need that energy to go through some events. But they did lower the cost of the threshold of the rank 2 basalt. Going on to the milestone 4. Now, for Tholin's Titan event, we did have the Void Shard show up at around 760 points. Now, usually the Void Shard is either around 700-ish points, or it's around 1100-ish points. So on Kassandra's Milestone 4, they actually took away the Void Shard. So they took away the Void Shard here on the Milestone 4. And then they moved the Void Shard to the 1100 slot in the Milestone 5. Now, we usually see one of the shards around Milestone 4. So either the Void Shard or the Primal Shard. But in this case, in Milestone 4, we don't get any shards in the Kassandra Titan event. Instead, we get a bunch of the extract and the dust. We get the Starstone. The Starstone seems to be coming in a little bit here, like 100 Starstone here for 680. We do get the 500 energy in the Kassandra Titan event, but this energy chunk, which was previously in the lower milestones, is now increased slightly and in a higher milestone. Obviously, getting energy is important to complete some of these events. So I think putting it earlier in the milestones is a little bit better than putting it at the the later stages of the Titan event. Luckily, they didn't take away the Immortal Soulstone there, so both are still the Immortal Soulstone still active in the Milestone 4. Now, going into the Milestone 5. Now, this is the big milestone that we need to pay attention to because this takes the most investment. Like I said, they put the Void Shard at 1100, and noticeably absent is the Primal Shard. There is one legendary book available here. In some Titan events, there's actually 2 legendary books. So if you look at April's, you actually see 2 legendary books, one in Milestone 4, one in Milestone 5. So Plarium not very generous on this front as well, only giving us 1 legendary book in Milestone 5 only. They didn't take away the mythical book, so that's still there. 6-star mythical chaos ore still there, and then we have the 10 eternal soul essence still there. The other negative trend that we're starting to see, well, not starting to see, but we've always seen, and I feel is kind of getting worse, is that they're putting in resources into these big events that don't really help you do more events. So what I mean by that is, if you guys notice a bunch of the events and tournaments that are going on in the game, I wouldn't say recently, I would say like maybe like a year or 2. But all of the events, they just don't have resources that help you complete more events. So things like energy, things like gems, there's just removing that and replacing that with things that don't help you do more events. So things like Starstone. Not that Starstone is bad. We definitely need Starstone, but like things like Starstone, like a 2-star basalt, you know what I mean? Like those things don't really help you complete more events. So events are not necessarily getting easier at all. They're actually getting harder because the point requirements are going up, but we're not actually getting more resources, as we complete these events, which just means that we just need to be more careful planning our resources and saving our resources for these events, because the rewards from these events will not help us complete more events. Just something to keep in mind, guys, when you guys are going through these events. Don't expect a lot of help from the reward. You can kind of see the gems come pretty early, and then that's about it. The energy will come really late. This 500 energy in the 4th milestone probably comes a little bit too late. You're going to need a lot of help to get up here. It would have been nice for this energy chunk to be maybe a little bit earlier, maybe to give us some gem boosts a little bit earlier instead of the 500 so late in the milestone 4. But it is what it is, guys. Now, is this event worth it for the normal person? I mean, if you're just going to do some random events and then get some points, picking up the 1-star for HP boost, or maybe even something like Brimstone could be helpful for you just to slog through some content against bosses. 3-star is going to be decent as well, giving her extra survivability, some extra attack for the her attack. Base attack is off of attack. The 4-star relic looks interesting. I think it's a decent pickup. It's not a bad relic for a support champion, so definitely worth considering here. We also got the Immortal Soulstone here as well for the pickup. Milestone 5 is a little bit dicey. There's actually not too much great stuff. I mean, in terms of how deep you're going, you get a Void Shard here at 1100. The 5-star chicken, the barrel. The last slot, obviously, some higher end rewards here, but this is going pretty deep. 1500 points out of a possible 1750 points. That means you can give up 250 points. Based on what we can see in the calendar has only given us 1 week to work with. So they basically give us 1 week every week at the start of the week for the events. I'm going to put that up on screen here. So we only know the first week of events. We know there's probably going to be 3 summoning events and maybe a Deck of Fate somewhere in the next 3 weeks. So the problem with the Deck of Fate, if you think about it, is that if you don't complete the Deck of Fate, then you have a unknown amount of Titan points that will come out of it. The last couple of Deck of Fates that I remember, it's been about 100 points that they put into there. So they just put enough so that, you kind of want to go for it. But if you skip it, that's 100 points gone already from your total Titan event planning. But then that means that you need to probably complete at least partially 3 summoning events for this Titan event. So we have one this weekend, we probably have one next weekend, and then the Titan event ends on another weekend. So it's possibly to have, 3 summoning events for this Titan event. And it's possible that we can't skip any of them. We have to partially commit to all 3 of them just to get the 1500. Is that really worth it? I don't really think so, unless you really have nothing else to do or you really favor Kassandra for some reason. Going super hard for a 5-star soul, it just doesn't feel like a super great investment. Now, Plarium can definitely throw a wrench into people's plans by making events super, super juicy. For example, we have this champion chase that's happening tomorrow that is probably going to be pretty juicy. It does have a 2x boost for primals that's going to be active. The good thing about this is that Plarium actually giving a little bit transparency. I'm not sure if this was on purpose or not, but they're providing the Eagle points in the calendar. So make sure you guys look out for that. It might help with the planning a little bit, especially if they give us the events on the, before the week starts. Personally speaking, I think I'm going to pass on her 5-star soul, save up my resources because we have still a lot of events potentially happening for the Assassin's Creed collab. I'm not saying that there's going to be guaranteed events for everybody, but there's probably going to be some kind of guaranteed event for everybody. Just based on history, what they've done with collabs. Like I said, I've highlighted this in my previous videos, suggesting on how we could get all of the Assassin's Creed collab champions. And they've offered every single collab champion ever in the history of collabs. So we can definitely expect some kind of guaranteed event for all of the champions if Plarium follows the script that they've written for the past. So I'm just going to save up my resources for those events, as I'd rather have the champion instead of the soul. If you pass the soul for Kassandra, it doesn't mean that you will never get the soul for her again. As long as you have the champion, you can build the soul from her in the shop, or you can pull a soul for her from a soulstone in the future. So there's no real rush for souls. Unless you have like immediate use for them, you can always build them up over time. Getting the champion is the most important part. Anyways, folks, that's going to be it for this Titan event breakdown. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully it was informative for you guys. Like I said, Plarium doing us dirty here by taking away our Primal Shard, which is not that great considering this Titan event is probably not that great and it's probably not going to get huge participation. About 58% of you guys went for Kassandra. Not sure how many of that 58% actually ended up getting her successfully, probably less. So not a huge player base from my community ended up getting her. I don't know what the odds of or how much of that percentage will actually be going for the 5-star soul. I think the 4-star relic is probably where most people will end up. You can skip a couple of summoning events, just participate in some of the other regular events and still probably land somewhere in Milestone 4 just with some active play. If you guys are inactive, then picking up maybe the epic milestone, picking up the 1-star, picking up the 3-star would perfectly be fine for you. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to do. Thanks for watching until the end. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.